Skillet Sports presents...
SIZZLE. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, man, I'm still feeling Cajun good. I am feeling sunshiny rays of light, of beautifulness, all the wonderfulness of all the wings that were sent to us. Oh, I'm sorry. We're supposed to get ready to start the show, aren't we? All right, well, hey, man, let's get ready to start the show. Sunshiny, sunshiny.
Where the girl at? We don't have no girl.
We don't have the lady. We don't have the lady. I like the lady, but maybe she doesn't want to come.
She left? Okay. See, this is what happens, man. You get around Valentine's Day and, you don't come up with the chocolates. And they just start acting up.
Yeah. They do every once in a while.
You know what? She probably a Patrick Mahomes fan. She just decided, I'm out of here. Because she knew.
I've heard that we've become bashers of Patrick Williams, and so everybody's upset with Patrick Williams.
Oh, are they the Patrick Williams lovers? Hey, he's got bring the pain, bring it. Let me see. Show it to me more than three or four games. Come on, come on. Come on. I'm feeling extra.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
I'm feeling extra sizzly right now.
Are you? Why are you feeling so sizzly?
Because I'm basking in the glow of the GOAT. Oh. I told you.
So obviously you can't hear my effect when I shout you out. I've done an effect where I've tried to mute you.
You try to mute me?
I keep trying to mute you. Yes, I tried to mute you.
Yeah, so you hit the phantom button, the button that don't exist. You just keep pressing it. Like, please. It's like people driving, when somebody driving crazy or driving too fast, and one of your kids first learn how to drive, you just keep hitting the brake on your side. Praise.
I'm trying to do it.
When it's, when you got two people who greatness just exudes from them. You know what I'm saying? The greatness of Tom Brady and then of SIZZLE himself, Nostradamus. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Hey, Tyrann Mathieu, how about getting in the GOAT's face? How'd that work out for you? He started attacking you directly. Did he say something? Did he say what foul did he? Neither one of them will say what Brady said. So Brady said something that hurt the Honey Badger's feelings. I would
like for you to stop.
He was all in his feelings. I've never seen Tom like that before. Yeah, that's right, because he's a GOAT. He's a GOAT with an axe.
Are you going to stop at any point? Are you going to stop?
No, I'm feeling great because all my
You're
Mahomies.
just not going to stop?
All my Mahomies. Where my girl at? She left us? She gone too? All the Mahomie fans?
Yep, she left.
All right.
I'm telling you, because of your foolishness, everybody left.
Hey, people, now listen now. We're at the Hook and Reel, right? That's where we're going to be every Sunday evening from 6 to 9. Come on out there and get your crab in the bag. Oh, and let me tell you, them chicken wings. Man, them chicken wings is on point. Now I'm a chicken wing connoisseur. They fantastic. What was the deal? Like, it was chicken wings and a drink or something like that for, what was it, $10, something like that? Some type of special they had going on?
Yes.
It was fabulous. But anyway,
well, look here, man.
I was the only one in the bar, and everybody else was a Mahomie fan. And as soon as I said something about the great one, that's all we heard. And then,
here we go.
Then it got quiet. It got quiet, and I had a microphone, and everybody was getting lit up. You can rest assured about that. Wasn't present. There was a lot of drinking going on in the place, and I don't drink. So. Oh, did we start the show yet? Is the girl back?
No.
I'm having a good time.
Can you hear that?
What was that?
Can you hear that? Did you hear this? You didn't hear that?
Oh, you pressing that button? The one that don't exist? Trying to mute me, huh? Oh,
yes,
he muted me. Yeah,
I'm trying.
He did actually mute me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, go ahead start the show.
Are you feeling better?
I'm great.
I'm just asking, are you feeling better?
I'm great.
You know, because you have been just so ridiculous. Right?
Oh, fabulous.
You're all ridiculous right now.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Nostradamus, I told you he's going to get him. Give Tom Brady 2 weeks to figure it out. All of a sudden, no Tyreek Hill. Oh, we can throw to him? Oh, no. You mean I actually got to play quarterback now? Oh, the problem was his offensive line was bad, but, Tom Brady didn't have offensive line up in New England for the last 2-3 years.
All right, let's get ready to start the show. You know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Television. We are the hottest talk in the 219. We are the talk of the 219. And let's just get right to the thick of it. Let's get to. All right.
Yeah.
J-Time.
Yes, sir. Nostradamus. Call me Sir Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
That's right.
Sir Nostradamus.
I've been knighted by the Queen.
Let's just ask. Okay. Let's ask the fizzle or sizzle question of the day. Mm-hmm. Is Tom Brady the best NFL QB ever?
Greatest athlete of all time. Period. End of story. Book it, Dano.
We keep having this.
Greatest athlete of all time.
Discussion.
Book him.
Keep having this discussion. I don't think you can keep saying that.
Book him. Hey. Tell me somebody who's better, greater than Tom Brady. Name him.
I already did.
Name him.
I did. There's a whole list of people.
Name them. Name them.
Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Stephen Curry.
Let's put.
I'll tell you somebody else who's better.
Did you just say Stephen Curry? Did you just say Stephen Curry?
I did.
I
did. I said Stephen Curry.
Bill Russell when he only had 8 teams. When he only had 8 teams in the league. Is that the Bill Russell? That's the championship we talking about? I think they had 8 teams, didn't they? Maybe 12. It wasn't that many. What was it?
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays Hayes. You talking about from Major
Willie
League,
Mays Hayes? No,
Major League 2?
No, I said Willie Mays. Don't you be blasphemous. Hey, I said Willie Mays.
Hey, you talking about a guy? You talking about a guy who's won 5 Super Bowl MVPs? Number one. He's ranked first and second in percentage, completion percentage, and I want to say, what is it? And touchdowns, yards, attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Half of his life as a professional football player, he has been in the Super Bowl. He's been in 10 of them. So that means every year you got a 50% chance that you're going to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. He took a team nobody wanted. Look, and I'm going to tell you what. Nobody wanted Tom Brady. You only had 2 teams that were looking at him. That was Tampa Bay, and I want to say it was the Chargers? I think it was the Chargers. That's it. But lo and behold, they thought the GOAT was done.
Wait a minute. Wait your Tom Dern minute here,
yes,
buddy.
Sir.
Wait a Tom Dern minute. Let's talk about this. There was another team that was looking for Tom Brady, and they thought he was coming to the windy winds of Chicago. They thought he was going to be in the frigid cold. They thought Tom was going to be there.
Do you really believe that they actually were trying to get Tom Brady? I mean, seriously. I
have no confidence.
They weren't trying to get Tom Brady. They were not trying to get Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not really trying to get Deshaun Watson. But, they waited too late. They could have got him. But no, can't do it. So getting back to the GOAT. So, is he greatest of all time? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, here's the thing about it. If you look at what Tom Brady has done, Tom Brady has created a new Tom Brady. His body, the way he throws the football now, he's way more precise. And I'm gonna tell you, I believe there's not a greater leader in sports, and that's where I think his greatest ability is. Maybe he's not the fastest guy. We know that he ain't the strongest guy. He ain't none of that. But the one thing he does, he inspires the people around him to play great. Because I looked at that after the game. All those guys, are you talking about these are Tampa Bay Buccaneers. all them guys was coming up talking about how great Tom Brady. When the owner of the football team don't even thank his wife first, don't even say nothing hello to his mama, don't even mention God. The first thing he says, "Thank you, Tom Brady." That just tell you how great he is.
Well, are you done? Are you done with this foolishness? Because I said I was just going. No, I just said I was going to listen to this.
Why is it foolishness?
No, because I knew
the hater.
I knew that this wasn't going to end well.
The haterade. I was standing alone. I was standing alone with the Tom Brady flag, and I was getting berated. They were throwing used chicken wings at me at the hook and reel. I was getting booed. My mic wouldn't even work. Look, when we started the show, Jay Stills' mic, my mic wouldn't work. I was talking like this. My mouth was going. That's all you heard. You didn't hear nothing. And I came back.
That's because no one wanted to hear that foolishness.
But when the hush fell over the crowd. And I'm gonna tell you what when the hush really fell over the crowd. After Tom Brady and them, they didn't score with those two runs early in the game down there on the goal line. And everybody started jumping up and down, talking, "Oh, that's it. All right, here we go." And all of a sudden, it's 4 and out. And here came Tom Brady. Psycho Tom Brady. Psycho, he went nuts. I really want to know what that conversation with Tyrann Mathieu was all about. Because the Honey Badger ain't no punk. I mean, he from down in the streets. He from down there in them streets. You know what I'm saying? From really down there in them streets. And he got his feelings hurt. If Tom could hurt Tyrann Mathieu's feelings, what will he do to you other Mahomes fans? Just saying. Okay. Now we know why Giselle stays with him.
Well, that's a great segue. I'm glad that you just mentioned it because let's move to our next topic. Go out and figure out, anyway, what does this loss mean for Patrick Mahomes? As far as it goes, what does it mean? For his legacy, for his career, what does this loss mean for Patrick Mahomes?
I look at it from this point. When he threw that incompletion with about 13 minutes left in the game, and he was laying there on the turf, he looked like a deer in headlights. Like this wasn't supposed to happen to him. Can he recover from this? Because now we're all wondering a little bit. There's a little bit of doubt right now. And I said this before, and I got booed and hissed. People were throwing tomatoes at me. Is Patrick Mahomes a star, or is he a shooting star that at some point in time is going to go out of view and you don't see him anymore? You wonder. We know the toe was hurt. We know he has some different situations going on. But when he couldn't go to his number one guy, when Tyreek Hill was being bracketed over the top and he did not get single coverage the whole night, we couldn't check down then. We couldn't figure it out at that point. When your tight end was taken away from you by some of the greatest, speediest linebacker play we've seen, those guys were ridiculous playing linebacker out there. We didn't know they were that good. Oh, and by the way, this was a whole team that didn't have one Pro Bowler. Not one.
So, wait. And Ndamukong Suh is not a Pro Bowler this year?
Was he on a Pro Bowl this year?
I don't remember. Because their linebacking core, there should have been some Pro Bowlers there.
Not one
there
of them
should have been some effects there.
No, from what I understand, not one of them made the Pro Bowl. So you had a team with no Pro Bowlers on it this year. And you have to, at that point in time, Patrick Mahomes, you have to figure it out at that point in time. We need to move this ball down the field. We got to start popping these slants in here. We got to figure something out. When they take away your outside run game, when they take away that outside RPO, and they say, okay, Patrick, you can run down the sidelines, get your feet, but you ain't throwing it downfield because that number 10 guy ain't getting nothing. And then when number 10 had a chance to catch the football, it hit him in the face mask.
Mm-hmm.
When Kelsey had a chance to catch the ball.
Yeah, Kelsey, all of his receiving core, really.
Yeah, I mean, they were just, pressure. Well, look, let me tell you something.
Is it so much Patrick Mahomes, or was it a bad game just all around. A bad
Well,
call game, a bad played game. They were just unprepared offensively.
I think they were
And
doomed. I think
defensively
they were
too.
doomed from the beginning because I said earlier in the couple of shows earlier that Rimmer situation at left tackle was going to be a problem against JPP. I said that. I said that. People poo-pooed on that. So, well, no, they'll figure it out. No, there's a reason why he's not starting in the NFL. Not saying Mr. Rimmers is not a great athlete, because I've said this and I'll say it again so like somebody we know, that when you play football in the National Football League, you are one of the best athletes in the world. No doubt. I don't care if you're on that 53-man roster, if you're on that 57-man roster, and you are in on an NFL team, you are one of the best athletes in the world. But there's a difference between best athlete and great athletes start. And when you're not starting the NFL, there's a huge drop-off between talent from a starter in the NFL and a backup. It's a huge drop-off. So they had problems up there. So you had JPP. So now you had 2 weeks. You had 2 weeks to figure out that you were going to have a problem with your tackle. So do we need to keep somebody in and chip on him and give Patrick Mahomes a chance? But when they took away Patrick Mahomes' first option, and all of a sudden he couldn't run around like he needed to, he did. Well, I'm saying he did run around like he was needed to. He ran for almost 500 yards backwards, getting chased. It was a quarterback. You might as well give him a baton in the Olympics. That's how fast he was running back there, because they was on him. The issue was when you're in that three high shell, and I'm not letting you push this ball downfield, and then I got 4 linemen who can get to you, that's a recipe for disaster. Will Patrick Mahomes ever see that again? Possibly not. But I guarantee you, though, that is a recipe that other teams are going to try to figure out. They're going to take away Tyreek Hill and the speed, and now they're going to say Patrick Mahomes beat us from the pocket. And if you can't beat us from the pocket, if you can't roll out and beat us from a pocket, maybe we figure it out. Like I always say, and I'm not saying this about Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just saying, a one-trick pony can't put on a 2-hour show. So you're going to have to get this figured out. Because every team now has watched this Super Bowl, and you can rest assured they're going to deploy this defense against the Kansas City Chiefs. And if he does not adjust to this, if his coaching staff does not adjust to this, you might have just seen Patrick Mahomes in his last Super Bowl.
Here's the crazy thing, and I know we like to make sports proclamations once a game is over and once everything's come to a head.
Oh, I called that already. I called that early.
This continues. No. This is a question about not just Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But something that's systemic with Coach Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
This has become an issue with Andy Reid teams time and time again.
Yeah.
They get to the big dance, they've gotten to the mountaintop, and then somehow, mysteriously, they let it all fly away, and then somehow you get a head coach out of it who comes to the beloved. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Is this not just a Patrick Mahomes thing? Is this an Andy Reid thing with Patrick Mahomes in it?
Well, that's probably true, but the issue is that I'm looking at is that when you're getting everybody's best game, we saw this year that the Kansas City Chiefs were falling behind in games. At first, they were like, oh, they're slow starters. But after a while, a pattern started to develop. And you saw the Chiefs fall again behind. And you were waiting for them to explode and start moving forward. Now, if something is not broke, then don't fix it. But that was something that needed to be fixed earlier. There had to be a change up in there. If you're a guy, I don't care how great of a fighter you are, if you have a hole in your game, they're going to figure it out. If you look at Chris Bryant from the Cubs, right? When he first came into the league, he was raking. You know, he's got the big uppercut swing, and he was hitting the ball 100 miles. He had the golden smile. But all of a sudden, they found out Chris Bryant cannot hit a high inside fastball. And all of a sudden, you saw the greatness start to dim. And all of a sudden, you start doubt creeping into his face. I saw a little bit of doubt in Patrick Mahomes, that all of a sudden he couldn't pull it out. And he had a coaching staff that didn't have any answers. When he put on that headset, hey, look, I got this going on. Something's happening over here. I'm getting leaking coming off Rimmers. What do we do? hey, Patrick, we're going to run play 22, same thing we've been doing. And that's where you saw despair. Because I think Patrick Mahomes, after the middle of the second quarter, even though he's a fighter, he knew it was over. He knew it was over because he knew the GOAT on the other side had figured them out. When you have a coaching staff who lets their quarterback run the offensive practice because he has better ideas on how to beat the team than you do, that's a smart coaching staff. When you can't come over and bring some answers to your young 25-year-old super QB and he's taking a beating out there, you can't figure out how to get the wolves off of him, how is Patrick Mahomes now going to look at Andy Reid and go, okay, you tell me what to do, big dog, because you didn't know what to do when I was getting the heck beat out of me out there. When I was taking hits, he got the most pressures of any quarterback ever in Super Bowl history. That's how bad this was. And they didn't have an answer. And I'm going to tell you what, now you might see some guys leaving off that team. Because I'll tell you what team you ain't going to see nobody leave off of. Nobody's leaving, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody's staying over there. They're going to redo their contracts. Yeah. They're going to figure it out. You're going to see AB back. AB's coming back. Tom going to keep him straight. Gronk already said he's coming back. Mike Evans, everybody's coming back. And they're going to be better. Because they all going to be at Tom's house eating, curds and chicken toes or whatever Tom's eating. Did you see how great Tom Brady looks? Did you see how thin his face was?
Okay, let me ask you.
I need to read that
because
I'm sorry.
You're just going to keep going with this TB12 love. But that's fine. That's fine because it's justly deserved.
Yeah.
You did call it. Nostradamus did say it. Okay, great. So call this one, J. Stratamus.
Yes, sir.
Put this into perspective.
Yeah.
Are the Bears now going to look at what they saw in the Super Bowl and say, the quarterback we need to get us where we've got to go, it's going to be Carson Wentz?
Yes, sir.
Are they going to bring Carson Wentz into the fold, and then you're going to look around and you're going to have the Bears in the Super Bowl?
No, sir. You're not going to have the Bears in the Super Bowl. That ain't going to happen. I think they already made DiFilippo, the pass coordinator or something. What does that mean? Yeah. He was a quarterback's coach, and now they got the pass coordinator, the Zara pass, the pronostigator of the pigskin. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you've got – okay, so you've got a greater offensive mind in Philly right now, who is jobless at the moment. Correct, he's jobless. But regardless of the fact, if he couldn't get the best out of Carson Wentz, what are you going to do with somebody of lesser ilk? How are you going to get the best out of Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz, is he a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky? I'm going to say yes. He's a tough guy. He's going to stay in the pocket. I think he's too tough. I believe he's a guy who's too tough. He will not get rid of the ball. He will not take care of his body. He needs to talk to some of these quarterbacks who've been playing in the league a long time and stop taking the beatings that he's taking, because Carson Wentz stays in the pocket and he gets blasted. Now, on that note, Carson Wentz is going to stay in the pocket and get blasted. If they don't fix this offensive line, I know I sound like a broken record, but if they don't fix this offensive line in Chicago, which I don't believe they're going to do with anything significant, you're looking, I don't care who you put it back there. You could put Yahweh himself back there in golden pads, and he would get beat up and bruised around and throw 4 interceptions behind this line. I'm telling you right now, the Chicago Bears, the only way they're going to get fixed, if they fix this offensive line, but the offensive line is not sexy. Not sexy. That's not the sexy thing. That's not the sexy guys out there. But you need the big blade mules up front who are going to lock it down, and they can make any quarterback look good. Because you just saw a poor offensive line make a great quarterback, and maybe he's not a great quarterback. Maybe he's a really good quarterback, look like a really bad quarterback.
It's funny. I just had a conversation with your nephew, and we talked about the difference between being good and great.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time with the Chicago Bulls. When you look at a team, you can have good players. And I'll dare to go out and say that Zach LaVine is a great player in the league. But the talent around Zach LaVine is good. Good enough to get them into the league, not good enough to get you anywhere else.
Absolutely correct.
And the thing you keep seeing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and to your credit, and I give you all credit, Jay, when you have an elite talent like Tom Brady, when you have someone who is at the pinnacle of the game, the top of the mountain, you have to do everything you can. That's why it was such an epic battle with he and Aaron Rodgers. And that's why he took it upon himself to maybe do some things he knew he shouldn't have done. But that nail in the coffin.
He was trying to kill Dracula.
Drive it home that I'm the greatest.
He was trying to kill Dracula.
He just kept pushing.
He kept trying to kill Dracula.
Every once in a while, he got caught.
He did.
So at this point, I'm thinking with the Bears. I'm thinking with the Bulls. I'm thinking with the Cubs. I'm thinking with the White Sox. Even with the Chicago Sky and with Candace Parker being there.
Let's go, CP.
If you don't surround them with talent, no matter how great CP is, no matter how great Zach is, we just said it with Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo, no matter how good these players are in their respective sport, when they don't have that accompanying talent, that player that can go up and say, I'm great too, your running mate, you got a problem. Gronk had a whole team of great players. AB, Tom Brady, Gronk, Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You got cats. And they were pulling guys off the bench like the six man. You were just pulling guys out of nowhere. Even your tight end core with Bray. Then they threw to another young man I'd never even heard of. Then you throw in the offensive lineman. It was so asinine and ridiculous that it became a spectacle. And you knew at the end of the first half, leaving the second quarter going into half.
Oh, second quarter, yeah.
When Tampa Bay scored, he was over.
And
I don't know if everybody knew it, but it was over. It was a done deal. It was a wrap, and everything was just emotions that they went through in the second.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and to your point, you're absolutely correct. The greatness, and I throw the greatness out there. The only reason why Tom Brady, I put him as the greatest athlete of all time, because he made those around him believe that if they followed the greatest player of all time, that they too would have a chance to be great in his shadow for just a little while. And that's what you saw with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You saw guys getting it together. You saw Mike Evans out here playing disciplined football, running disciplined routes. Look, the greatest thing, the most amazing thing I think that we saw all year was an Antonio Brown who, by any shape of anybody's definition, is off the chain. Sure. Any man turns down $20 million because he just did off the chain. And somehow or another, Tom Brady convinced him to keep it together long enough to come out and help win this championship. Because we know AB was a game decision basically that he was going to play. But he did what he needed to do. And now look, that touchdown that AB ran, that was one of the finest routes I've ever seen. Where he broke it outside and drove back inside on a flat plane like that. You know what kind of feet and balance you have and to be able to catch that ball in that type of traffic. And Tom knew it the whole time. I guarantee you Tom had him downstairs in the basement doing that move around the pool table. Look, this is how we're going to work this out. Because the one thing Tom Brady does, I'm going to get off of him now, but the one thing he does that the coaches all said, that they could run the same routes, but Tom Brady would tell them when they were going to break those routes off because he knew the defensive back dropped his foot back. When they make this outside move, the defensive back puts his foot in a certain direction, and he knows that he can't recover if we break off this pattern right here. And that's why you see guys pop open for that split second, and Tom Brady's putting the ball on him. He's just a master at finding a way, people's weaknesses. And that was apparent because, again, I'm going back to it. I don't know about you, but whatever Psycho Tom did, whatever he said, I saw him one time. Who was he playing against some years ago? Well, it's always in the in all the YouTube videos. He was running down the sidelines into the other teams. Him and Jimmy Garoppolo, they were running down the sidelines in pregame into the other team's territory, all the way down by the goal line, and Tom Brady's screaming the whole time he's going down there. The GOAT is screaming like he's getting ready to charge. And those guys let him scream and just look over at him because they're afraid to say something to the GOAT. Because they know if you get the GOAT upset, you're gonna be you're gonna pay. It's like Braveheart. Even though he got cut up on top of that thing, that was terrible. I can't watch that part of Braveheart. You know what part of Braveheart I'm talking about? Right before he howls out freedom, he's getting all his stuff cut up. That ain't good.
Yes, it's called the end. It's called the end.
And
at some point, that's going to happen with Tom Brady. It's going to be called
look,
because there's somebody there's a Chicago Bear who says he's tired of congratulating other people, and he's tired of watching.
Okay, so what? So what?
And he is Akeem Hicks, and he said, "I am tired of the Tom and the Fooler."
I love Akeem Hicks,
but he's tired of all of them.
I love Akeem Hicks. But until he gets all these guys on the same page, who's the leader of the defense? Who's the leader of the club that's waiting for you and me? MCCASKEY, it ain't Khalil Mack. Who's the leader of the defense? Who leads that defense?
Eddie Jackson.
How come you're 20?
Know, man. I don't
how
know.
Come but you need to know. You need to.
You should know, but nobody knows.
Who's the leader of the Bears?
Vic Fangio.
Who?
Your new defensive coordinator next year.
Look, this is what I'm saying. The Bears do not have an identity. They don't have an identity. They don't have one.
Oh, they have an identity.
No,
they suck. That's their identity.
And that's what I'm saying. But who is going to lead them out of that? Who is getting people up? Who is getting people up? Are they out working out? Did they go work out today? Did somebody call and have all the guys that live in Chicago meet them at the Berto? Is the Berto Center? No, that's the Bulls. But did it at Hallis Hall? Did he have them meet him at Hallis Hall?
So you're going to have them meet him at the Berto Center?
Somewhere. It's closer than Hallis Hall.
We're here.
It's closer than Hallis Hall. But what I'm saying is, who got them up this morning in the wintertime at 5:30 in the morning and had all the defensive line at Hallis Hall working out? Who's the one that pulled everybody in there? Who's got everybody in there watching film when they don't have to be there? No. Who is it? Who's leading this team? Nobody. So I love Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks can say that all he wants to. But until he gets I don't care how bad you are. If you go into a fight and you don't have people guarding your six, somebody's going to sneak up behind you and give you the business and it's going to be over with. I don't care how bad. Yeah. Some of the bravest people who ever fought battles died quickly in those battles because they were the first one to charge out. But if you have guys who are willing to fight for you, willing to literally give their life for you and life for their brothers, that's a team, and that's what you saw in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady took a team that didn't know how to win, and every player down there said, Tom taught us how to win. And here's the other side about it. Tom Brady was asked, well, what did you do down here so they become winners? And Tom Brady looks and says, I ain't going to tell you that because that's a man who knows the secret. So you mean to tell me that some of you guys, look, I'd be down at Tom Brady's house when he came home, when he was bringing home some groceries, when they went out there to get the Tom Brady pizza, which really is just a box with some mushrooms in it because Tom don't eat no pizza. And you got to sit down with Tom and get some of the secret sauce. You got to get some because somehow he's figured it out. He's figured it out. Because guess what? It wasn't the Patriot way. It was the Tom Brady way. And so with Akeem Hicks, who is it? Who is it on the Bears that are going to lead the Bears? And I hate to say it.
I know who it's going to be.
Who?
I know who it's going to be.
Who?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh.
Mitchie's going to go down there. Biscuit's going to go and say, look, Tom.
Biscuit. Did you call him Biscuit? Biscuit Trubisky.
Give me the sauce.
Look, give me the sauce. Look, let me tell you something.
Slap me in it.
Yeah, you have to have these guys believing in you. You got to be the guy, the second coming. You got to be the guy who's going to get them up, make them. I was out on the hoorah at 3 o'clock in the morning. I still got up at 4:30 and made it to practice. Now next week, I'm not going to the hoorah. I'm telling the boys, man, I'm out of here. I'm going home. It's 9 o'clock. Why that? Because I got to be at practice at 5:30. Man, it's the off season. Yeah, well, okay. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not eating that cheeseburger. I'm having an avocado. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the great one does. That's what the great one does. And that's what you got to do. But until the Bears get to that point, if somebody becomes that guy, like the 85 Bears. Who was the leader of the 85 Bears?
Pick one.
No, who do you think was the leader?
Singletary.
Who do you think was the leader? Singletary. Singletary was the leader. Singletary was the leader of 85 Bears. Now, Jim McMahon was, the punky QB, but Mike Singletary was the leader of 85 Bears. And that's undisputed.
And that's why he will be the new head football auxiliary coach for the Chicago Bears.
But again, that's the Bears nonsense. The Bears nonsense. Treat him like Scottie Pippen. Let him come on the sidelines. Let him be the hoorah coach. You know what I'm saying? But why go out here and do the fantasy defensive coordinator so all the guys who are drinking the Kool-Aid will go, ooh, he's coming back. Was it going to help the Bears? No, it wasn't going to help the Bears. It wasn't going to help the Bears. All the McCaskeys were trying to do at that point in time was try to feed a little baby food to grown men who need a steak. And you know what I'm saying?
To gnaw on some real meat.
They need to.
Not a burger.
Hey, look, you better go find somebody. Better step up in the league. Somebody better take somebody to the promised land. Or we're gonna look at a Bears club, and I'm predicting it right now. I'm telling you right now. If they go out here and do some foolishness with a quarterback, and they give a couple of number ones off, and they do some things like that, they don't fix this offensive line. That's a 5-11 football team. Book it. I said it.
You know what? We're going to close it right there. We're going to close it and say this. Jitter Thomas has yet to be wrong until next year. So we're going to take it from right there. But before we close, we've got to tell everybody, look, those who came out to Hook and Reel, we had an amazing time.
Oh, man.
It was a great time. But we'll be there again for Valentine's Day. As Jay just told you, on Sunday nights, 6 to 9 p.m. Who's going to be in the building?
The Sizzle. Bring your honeys.
That guy.
Bring
this guy. Let me tell you something. Bring the honeys. Bring your friends. Bring your grandma. Bring your grandpa. Because we are socially distanced. So you're COVID safe. Make sure you go and get them, get them their shot. Look, and then bring all out.
They got all the tables separated out there. You're spread far apart. They got the plexiglass up. They don't even have the bar seats up at the bar where people, they don't even have that up there. But what they have is a great atmosphere, a really great wait staff, a really great owners, and you're going to come out here and have a good time. And the Sizzle was just showing up last week to come on out and do the Super Bowl party, and they said, hey, they had such a good time. Can you guys come on out again? I said, you know what? Why not? We're going to go on out there. Valentine's Day. And then after that, me and G Sizzle. It's going to be a birthday extravaganza coming up. Because whose birthday is it tomorrow there, G Sizzle? Yeah.
It's my birthday, and I'll do what I want to. I'll do it as I want to.
Yeah. And
so we're going to do it as I want to. I'm going to do it like Tom Brady.
You should. And look, hey, G Sizzle's birthday coming out, man, and we're gonna have we got another brother out there whose birthday is early March. We're gonna try to get him out there. If we can slide around in the snow, we can not fall down. And I fall down if we don't do that. And hey, we're gonna have a little birthday celebration out there for J Sizzle and G Sizzle. Have a little cake up there. But look, bring the loved one on down. Come on down. You can watch the game. She could have crab in a bag. Can't go wrong with that. And prices are reasonable too.
Yeah. So let me give everyone the address. If you're looking for the address to Hook and Reel Asian Seafood and Bar.
Yeah, come on down.
And that's at 4029 167 Country Club Hills, Illinois. Please feel free to come on out. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. And more importantly, if you have not subscribed to the hottest talk in the 219, the hottest talk anywhere, that's on you. And now we can rectify it by just saying, look for us. Anywhere you want to go, you can find us on Twitter.
Good.
You can find us on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Look for us at hashtag SKILLET219. If you're on Facebook, look for the Iron Skillet Media Company, because we're there. If you're on Messenger and you just want to shoot the breeze with us, go and look for us at the Sizzle, the talk of the 219. If you're looking for the podcast, you can always find us at Iron Skillet Sports, wherever you get your podcast. Wherever you find yours, that's where you can find us.
You know, and here's the thing about it. We were having so much fun out there going back and forth with the audience that they kept moving. They kept coming closer. Every time we looked up, we said, there's some more people coming over here. They was enjoying it. We had such a good time, man. We're going to be back out there. Come on out and have fun. We're gonna talk some sports, talk some Bears, talk some Bulls, and we're going to have a little music playing for you, too. And we might have a little... might be a little Freddie Jackson might come up, a little come out there maybe with the big shoulder pad Freddie, because it is Valentine's Day.
Little Sade.
Now, which one we playing now?
No, I'm not even gonna tell you.
Which one?
I'm not gonna tell you. You gotta wait till you get there. You gotta wait till they get there.
We got some Sade for you. Come on out there with that. You know, I don't think we're gonna play no Anita Breaker because she might make me start drinking. And I don't want to do that.
Well, I tell you what, you better come out there and see us Sunday night, looking real, Country Club Hills. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Sports, and we will see you on the other side.
And I'm a pirate.